Yo, what's going on? Just thought I'd drop in and share a little bit of what I've been learning and what I've been studying on the past week. Just figured it can help. If it's helping me, I definitely know that it can help out someone else as well. So today we're going to talk about foundations. Mainly is having a solid foundation. When you look at your life, when you look at the things you've been through, when you look at what you're going through, when you look at what you're trying to do, foundation is very important. Especially when you look back on what you've been through and the successes, the failures, whatever it may be, the almost, things that fell through, things that didn't come through. If you can look back at it and look at the foundation, could things have been done differently to make sure that you were successful? Could things have been done differently to make sure if you were successful, could things have been done differently to make it where it was even more successful than what it was? Hit a bump in the road, people, but I'm all right. Even if, like I said, and even looking at the things that you're doing now, if you're going through something that's, giving you a hard time, things that's stressing you out, making you anxious, running up that anxiety, making you stressed out, making you tired, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, it's important to look at your foundation, because foundations are so important, because foundations is really the main cause of some of the failures. Foundations are really the main cause of some of the things, some of your stresses, some of your worries, some of those anxieties you may be having. It all can come back to foundations. So what I've been learning on my end is that I didn't really have a solid foundation. Like, I had the gist of having a foundation. I had the knowledge of needing to have a foundation, but I didn't put in the work that I needed to put in to have a foundation until I started doing it recently. And once you start putting in the work to get a foundation, you start seeing a whole shift in your life. You start seeing yourself become more consistent. You start seeing, more successes. You still see some failures. You still make mistakes. Because even with having a solid foundation, that doesn't mean that you're perfect. That just means that you got a little bit more structure than some of the other ones that don't have a foundation. So one of my favorite books says that you should seek the kingdom of God above all else, and all these things will be added. And all these things is health, wealth, success, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Seeking the kingdom, man. Seeking the kingdom of God, man. That's gonna be your top. That should be your top priority. Because in your process of seeking, not only do you find God, you find yourself, because you connecting to your source. And the only way to know who you are is knowing where you come from. And once you know where you come from, you begin to know who you are, and you'll be able to move and operate in the way that you should. So I encourage you all, man, look at your foundation. And some of you may be on that process now of building a great foundation, or you may be already on a solid foundation. The thing is, you can always build. You can always strengthen. So get connected to your source. Seek the kingdom. Seek that above all else. You don't have to worry about having to focus on getting fly. You don't have to worry about focus on getting the money. You don't have to focus on trying to find that mate. Focus on the kingdom, man. Focus on your foundation, getting connected with God, getting connected with your source, learning Him, building a relationship with Him, and that way you can build a relationship with yourself. Because not only does having a foundation build you up, it builds up your relationship. And I ain't talking about your relationship with your significant other or your relationship at your job, whatever the case may be. I'm talking about your relationship with God. And like I said before, that's the most important relationship you can have. And that relationship is what sets the stage for your success. And just know that relationship isn't just about having success. It's about having purpose. It's about understanding what He put us here to do. It's about understanding that He gave us a purpose, that we're called, that we're special, that we're made in His image, that we're important, that we're accepted, that we don't have anything to worry about, that we don't have to stress, that we don't have to worry, we don't have to be anxious. We don't have to be trying to figure out what our next move is. As long as we seek in the kingdom, everything else will be added. and everything else be added. That means everything. Anything that you can include, and it covers everything. So get connected to your source, work on your foundation, and be the best you can be, man. Take it easy.